Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Kim. Hi, Tina. Hi, Justin. Hi, Sparkle Tree. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Glossette. Hi, Court. Hi, Rachie. Hi, Danny. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Yes. Hi, Tina. You made it in time. Hello. Gotta get my drink situated. That was my ice. Just my icy cup. Listen. Yeah. Filled with icy goodness. How was everybody's day? Hi, Eric. Thanks for keywords. Yeah, ASMR ice. I love how you said, "What you doing, Dev?" Yes, it is very hot here as well. I think it's very hot everywhere. It's a hot one. That's for sure. Hi, happily rude mom. It's bedtime. Welcome in, everybody. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow. Hi, Ivan. And hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little yellow circle with two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Shorty. Oh my God, you did, Rachie? Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to have to check the DC. Hi, Ange. How you doing, love bug? Hi, Crystal. Thanks for the cozy cryptids. And it's your tower card moment. You're going to be great. And you know what's crazy is Jade is literally going through, not the same thing, but similar situation, like literally the same exact days as you. I feel like it's something with this powerful moon. It's just taking out the trash. And I'm proud of you. And I'm glad you're my friend. And if you need anything, girl, I'm always here. Thank you, Crystal, for the community hearts. Those are cute. Yes, and a bunch, including my sister. I already told you she just finalized that like the last month. So it's definitely I think it's something, I think it's like we've talked about before, an awakening. So I'm proud of you, girl, because you choosing yourself is not easy. People act like it is, but actually it's not. When you're doing it out of self-love and not selfishness, it's actually very hard. Yes, it's definitely an awakening. I agree. We're all going through it in some way or another, and I'm just really proud of you, and I love you. And if you need to get away, let me know. We can meet at a creek and like splash around or something. What are you doing for the 4th? You got yelled at for giving someone a parking ticket today. Well, Desiree, are you a parking enforcement officer, or were you just doing it on your own? Good for you, Amber. Oh, you're a cop. Okay, Desiree then. I kind of knew that. I was just teasing because I was like, well, if you're just a random person doing it, then I can see why. You got yelled at today? Oh my goodness. Yes, I am live. Hello, Mark. How you doing? Welcome in. Oh, hi, Too Much. Okay. How's it going? Welcome to the porch. Thank you to everybody reposting and sharing. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for the follow, Curry. Welcome to the porch. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hello, Tater Tot. How's everybody doing? Welcome in, guys. All right, and feel free if you have story requests. Hi, Jade. You're here early. Yay, I love you. Yes, you're definitely correct, Desiree. It's for sure a thing. I'm sure you know that because you're a cop, but I feel like I've noticed it in the lives. Like we get way more trolls those nights. Robin, thanks for the bouquet. Hi, Gigi. Okay, guys. Your name changed. Wait, Mark, what was your name before? Oh, it's Shadow. Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? And yes, I am live every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yes, if you know my stories, feel free to write your story requests in all capital letters in the chat, and I will write them down and then we'll vote. And if you don't know my stories yet, no problem. Sit back and relax and get to know them. And then you'll have favorites that you want to request too. Thank you for the follow, Eddie. Welcome in. Hi, Sarah Bear. Your name is the same as what, Amber? Hi, Scarlett. Hi, Heather. I missed you too, Sarah. Welcome back. Justin. Oh, thanks, Tina. Welcome in. That's so cute. You're so sweet. Oh, what kind of genre do I do? I just do stories that are spooky. They're not scary. I do like unexplained spooky, like cryptids or like anything like kind of like Are You Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps, Twilight Zone, that kind of thing. Stuff that's not too scary to like relax your nervous system and fall asleep, because that's my goal. Hi, Faithful Grace. Welcome in. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I do write and record all of these stories myself. So if you want to listen to them when I'm not live, you can just go to my YT channel or any of the podcast streaming sites and look for Porch Lore and you will find me. On my YT channel, I do have a bedtime stories playlist where you will find these stories and you can just hit shuffle or play all and just fall asleep to them. People don't usually make it past the second story, so Yes, Robin, the new story was last night too. But tonight it'll have to be voted on. Remember, we changed it to where we were only reading the new story on Mondays. Like guaranteed. And then after that we have to vote because people didn't always want to hear it. So, oh, thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. I'm glad. Welcome to the porch. I don't have as many people over there on YT yet. So all of the people you hear me talking to are here over on TikTok. But I just started streaming over there a little bit ago. So hoping eventually I'll get more porch pals over on YT as well. So thanks for joining me. But if you do hear me talking to a bunch of people all night, I'm not hallucinating. Because there's only like 9 people in there right now on YT. But it's kind of a relaxing, slower chat over there if you don't really want to do the chat thing. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. Feel free to, oh, thank you, Cynthia. I really appreciate that. Feel free to write your request in the chat, guys, all caps. Thanks for the double support, April. That weird girl, I write down the request first, and then we vote, and then the first story. So usually about 10 minutes from now, probably, maybe 15. Hi, Tao. Hi, Crunchy Cookie. Lisa, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, James. Jade said, well, in that case, you know who that change was made during? The poor Fresno Nightcrawlers. And Tina, yes, I do. I think it's more improbable that we're the only thing living because there's also multiple galaxies. You know, we're just one galaxy. There are so many galaxies that we can't even get to. So the idea that we're the only living things in the entire universe is crazy. Are there other things living in our galaxy? Maybe, maybe not. But in the whole universe, absolutely. And I love random questions. So if you ever want to ask me randoms like that, I love it. Thank you, Robin. You agree, Court? Yeah, me too. Like, I just feel like it doesn't make sense that there wouldn't be. There might not be any more in our universe or in our galaxy. There might just be only our, but like, yeah, and the Milky Way is vast. That's the thing, is we can't even get to the end of that. So, but even if on the slim chance it was just us in the Milky Way, that there's no way each galaxy doesn't have some inhabited planet. You know what I mean? But I just think we probably cannot reach the planets in our galaxy that have them in our lifetime. We would have to literally plan like to send people who would have a baby, and then they would like raise the baby to do the mission, and then they would have a baby, and then they like, that's literally what it would take for humankind to get to those planets. And no, I don't think anybody's willing to do that. Plus the funding that it would take to sustain multiple lifetimes of people heading on that trip would be insane. So I don't think that'll ever really probably happen in our lifetime, but I just think we can't get there in a human lifetime. Justin said, okay, I'll do it, guys. So if we could do it in a human lifetime, that'd be amazing. But there's also things like G-force and stuff that our bodies, even if we could create something fast enough, I don't know if our human bodies could sustain riding in it. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's really crazy to think about, but it's really cool. And I love thinking. It's like my favorite thing to do. It's to just like think about shit. Like if philosophers were still a thing, your girl would be one. I'd just sit around and like philosophize and like, you know, but that's not a thing. That's not a thing anymore. Okay, you guys, I'm going to set up the first poll for us to vote, and I'll be right back. Welcome to the porch. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I am setting up that poll, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner. Thanks, Squirt. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Thank you, Lorna. Helps us grow our beautiful porch. Also, if you guys could share it to your stories, share it with your friends, and thank you to everybody who is tapping as well. Be right back. And yes, Mark, I agree. But I think we wouldn't want to meet it just because I don't know. I don't think we could wrap our minds around it. I don't think everything else is bad or wants to attack us. I think we just, we'd probably be terrified. Because I don't think it takes the same forms as what all of our, you know, laws of physics and everything. You know what I mean? It would just be really hard for our brains aren't actually that, you know what I mean? I don't think our brains would be able to handle that. Our brains aren't as advanced as we like to think they are. And I think we've all kind of learned that in the last few years. Rich said, we're not a cult. Church of Gnome. Gnome. Yes, I love sweet tea. Specifically Bojangles sweet tea. It's so good. I mean, I love all sweet tea, but Bojangles sweet tea is like in my mind. Perfect sweet tea. Thank you, Ange. Thanks, Cats and Coffee. And if you've had it, and like, I feel like it's the kind of tea that northern people drink and they're like, whoa, my God, holy shit. Like they like, it's very southern tea. And yes, Mark, language would absolutely be a barrier. It would be very hard to communicate. That's the main thing, I think. It would be like, you know, I don't even know how you would, like, yeah, that would be the hardest part. But Tina, the real question is, do you like Long Island iced tea? Brittany, how dare you? What? You know what? You look. I know this sounds. You look Southern. I actually could tell by your picture and your sense of humor that you're Southern. Are you from like the Carolinas or Tennessee? I'm gonna go with Carolinas, Tennessee, maybe Virginia. I don't think you're not like Alabama. It is sacrilegious. It absolutely is. My heart fluttered a bit when you said that. I was like, wait, what are you going to tell me next? Yeah, well, or Georgia. Yeah, one of those, Georgia or the Carolinas. Mace, isn't your picture like an animal? Your picture's a cute kitty. Bloody Busker, I was going to at the Mothman Festival this year, but guess what? One of my best friends, Christina, the one that comes in here all the time from high school, is literally getting married that weekend. Like, what? She's getting married in Tennessee that weekend. Like, damn it. So I was thinking maybe the Flatwoods Monster Festival, because guess what? There's one of those too. Did Brittany answer me what state she's from? Now I'm curious. Southeast Missouri. Due to T, yeah, okay. Missouri, huh. Southeast Missouri, okay. Yeah. I guess that is Southern. Like if you've been there, you know it is. Because Missouri usually calls itself the Midwest, but Southeast Missouri, you're right by Arkansas. You just look like you're from the Carolinas or Georgia. Court, I've never not done a live. But, yes, I would post it in my story. I would post it in my story and I would let you guys know ahead of time. Like the end of August, I'm going to Lake Tahoe to see Taylor, my friend, my bestie, the one that's in the originals that you guys all love, the vampire. I'm going to go spend a week with her in Lake Tahoe. But guess what? That's part of the reason I got my wireless nice mic and everything. And all I need is my laptop, my iPad, and a little microphone to do my show. So I'll probably still do it from there. But I might, depending on our schedule, it might be like an hour later, or, you know what I mean? I'll still be doing it, but it might not be because she'll be West Coast time. So like, it'll probably, because like 10 o'clock here is like dinner time there. So I don't, you know what I mean? So it might change for like a few days, but that's it. But if I were to ever like not do it, I would just post it in my story. I would let you guys know in my story. And yes, I'm going to get a puppet, Justin. Yep. But also I will say this. I had laryngitis and I did the live. Do you guys remember? If any of you guys have been here long enough, do you guys remember that? Because I straight up did the live with laryngitis. And you could tell. But you guys didn't even care. You were like, it sounds okay. I was like, all right, let's do it. Yeah, throat coat did help. Absolutely. Yeah. Because laryngitis, was it laryngitis? Or no, I had tonsillitis. I think I had tonsillitis. Yeah, it was tonsillitis. Oh, thanks, Court. Yeah. Mace, don't call me an old bird. I'm not an old bird. I am still a young bird. But I am tough. Some type of itis. Exactly, Rochelle. One of them. Yeah, and that's the thing. Bloody Busker is my voice when I'm sick just got more relaxing to everybody. It was just raspier and deeper. Everybody's like, oh, sounds good. I'll be a bird. I'm just not an old bird yet. Hi, Paul. Thanks. Well, I guess that's true. I take it back. I am 700 years old. Oh, 700 years young. All right, guys. I'll be right back with the... Hi, Rhett. Welcome in. Hi, Tez Fisher. All right, guys. I'll be right back with the poll. Yeah, if you're a bird, I'm a bird. Man, that movie really set a lot of unrealistic expectations, didn't it? Sure did. Jade, have you ever heard my Ryan Gosling story? Oh, and Jade, I forgot to tell you that the Sully news. The Sully news is so big. Hi, Rachel. Thank you, Dennis. Wait, what's the kissing disease? I thought the kissing disease was mono. And I can tell you right now, I unfortunately did not get it from kissing. That's what I said. But Mark over here said the kissing disease. And I think he's talking about my tonsillitis. I'm like, I don't think that's the kissing disease. I thought that was mono. Oh, Venus, that sucks. Is it Mark? I'm like, Mark, are you really playing tonsil hockey? My goodness. Mark's over here giving people tonsillitis. He's rubbing his tonsils. I'm just kidding, Mark. Don't be sorry at all. Don't be sorry, Mark. We're just all chatting. Half of us don't even, half the time we just blab. And then we're like, oh, wait, is that right? No. Mark's like, I do. We do what didn't they used to call it tonsil hockey? Or is that just like... Rich says, Mark, your tonsils are not for everyone. I love when you guys talk to each other from the other apps. It's really cute. All right, be right back. Yeah, they did call it that. Remember, Core was so gross. And like, what? Like, now that I think about it, that is... And you know what, Justin, that checks out. That's definitely a Canadian thing. I live on the border of near Canada, so I feel like we hear things a lot from you guys. Plus, we get your radio stations and some of your news stations. It's so repulsive now that I think about it. I'm like, ew, oh my god. Brittany, I still do. I still do. All right, you guys, the first poll is ready. We have Haint Blue, Water Babies, The Phantom Ride, which is Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking, and Booger Hollow, and The Haint of Hug and Molly. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. We have Haint Blue, The Water Babies, which is the new story of the week, The Phantom Ride, The Booger Hollow, and The Haint of Huggin' Molly. We got 2 haints on the poll. And they're slipping and sliding. No, I'm just kidding. Brittany, no. That's why I came over here. That's literally why I came over here, because it was nothing. It was literally coming here is what got me anybody over there. So I wish. But I have no other place. They just started doing DMs though, so I feel like they are trying to get more social so that it's easier to connect and get followers and make friends. And because that aspect of it, it's still just kind of a search engine. Does that make sense? There's not that, but they're trying. So I really hope. Well, Zach, if you look at the screen, everybody's voting. So I would imagine, using context clues, that the story would start after the vote. Taylor, that's a good question. In terms of like what scares me the most, or in terms of actually like what I think is like artistic skill. Oh, you don't see it, Zach? That's so weird. Do you see a blue box? Do you see all the little blue things going across the screen? Little blue hearts? The votes? Can you see a blue box in the corner? Oh, it just ended. Damn it. Well, Zach, you can vote in the next one. We do one after every story. So, I'm sorry. I don't know why you can't see it. That's odd. Oh, you see the box? Okay, yeah. That's just like a poll, but it just ended. So you can do it in the next one. And welcome to the porch. Let's see which one voted. Let's see which one wins so we can read it. Oh, you just never noticed? Yeah. See, and you know what? There are so many things going on the screen. I don't blame you. Plus, it gets covered up by the universe banner every 5 minutes. So, okay, let's see here. The winner is Water Babies. And this is the new story that premiered yesterday. So I will be right back, you guys. I'm just going to pull up the script and the background, and I'll be right back. And while I do that, if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow, there's a little yellow circle, and it has 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost, and it puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. No fail, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the tale of the Water Babies, featuring Beefy and Jade. Encore, yay. Hi, Sparkly Music. Welcome back, cutie. We got her. She came back again. Woot woot. She came back. By the way, to answer your question about the illustrator, I would say the images that have stuck with me my whole life was whoever illustrated the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Like, holy, like, what is wrong with that person? But also, good job. But those images straight up haunted me forever. They still do. I mean, that head on the cover, he has like a pipe or something. It's not freaking terrifying. And then the lady with the big head, I mean, there were a few in there that were like, what? And they've like forever been really, really scary images like even as an adult, I have the book. And I used to read it on my live, actually. And it's still, the pictures are still like, oh my God. So I don't know who the illustrator is. Put that one. Bloody Rusker, you agree? Yeah. Those images, man, dude. Like the one lady, do you know the swollen face lady or what? She scared me so bad. Like the big, ooh. AK, you changed your picture. Welcome back. Yeah, those pictures are still, yeah, they're still really scary. And the spider egg one, that one sharper, the spider egg, I know that, like, wasn't it from sunscreen or something? And I like never ever wanted, like, maybe I mixed it with another legend, but there was like a sunscreen one too. And I like was terrified of that happening to me. Like, oh my God. Hey Sharper, how was your kayaking? Did you fall in the river? Yeah, the one with the spider coming out of the cheek was like, oh my God. And also the scarecrow. He was terrifying. Horrifying. Brittany, that's a good one. Hi, Ruth. Hey, cutie. I'm glad you didn't fall in the river because I feel like you would have freaked out. The amount you freaked out from getting splashed would indicate to me that if you fell in, you would freak out. You know why, Court? I'll tell you why. Because the 90s, there wasn't enough scary. Life now is scary. Back then, it wasn't. It was so much more simple and like that, like, it was easier to scare us. Now I'm like, dude, ever since 2020, I don't even care anymore. Since 2020, like, try your best. What you got? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like no one cares like, we're just like, I'm not as easily scarable as I was a few moons ago. Yeah, if you feel me, you know, I'm like, dude, I wish you would. I wish you motherfucking would, please. Cynthia, me too. That was the one I like didn't watch. Yeah, Lonnie, exactly. We have literally experienced some of the most horrifying, like, brain chemistry changing shit, traumatic shit in the last like 6 years. That like, that's the horror. I feel like horror movies now are silly. I'm like, that's. I wouldn't mind being taken out camping, you know, like at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just don't feel like it's the same. In the 90s, we were watching like Seventh Heaven, y'all. Like, anything was scary. Lily, I will send all the positive energy to him. And guess what? I had walking pneumonia this year. That's actually what, I can't remember which one came first, the chicken or the egg, but one of the two, either the tonsillitis I had or, but I had walking pneumonia and didn't know it for a while, like quite a while. And, I had it for a very long time without knowing it, which is bad. And he'll be okay. He'll be okay. It sucks and it is scary, but he'll pull through. He'll come out of it. because I accidentally gave it to my like 70-year-old dad, and he recovered as well. So your brother will be fine. He's young. He'll get through it. Kangry, thank you for the follow. By the way, question for you guys. I didn't make the water babies facing. Thank you, Dennis. I didn't make the water babies facing the image because I thought it wouldn't make it as like visually, like I thought it would make it almost too creepy. Do you guys agree? Do you like that it's their backs? Because I feel like this one is pretty. Like it'd be a pretty framed print. Oh my God, that's so cute. Oh my God, that's so cute. Thanks, Sparkle Music. Yeah, I like the backs too. I was just curious for future stuff. Like I'm not going to change this one. I'm just saying like for future stories. I didn't know if you guys like them when they're scarier, or if I like them when they're a little more artistic and spooky. Like Spearfinger, she's scary. But you got to show her. So the ones where I don't have to show like the actual, you know what I mean? Like this one I thought is a cooler picture than like these black-eyed children staring at you. Rich have them peeking over their shoulder like they're posing. So some people like scarier. Okay. It looks like more people want scarier. Zach, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Yeah, it looks like more people want scarier. Okay. Because I still like, I like to do the purple and green in all my pictures, my favy colors, the spooky colors. But next time I'll turn the kids around and have them staring in your soul. Let's do it. Like Brenda. You guys really like Brenda. My 3rd grade picture. Karmic Law, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Lorna loves the scary. I can see your comments, Teds. I couldn't agree with you more, Florida Trucker. My friend and I snuck watched that movie in her basement during a sleepover once when her parents weren't paying attention, and I still regret it. I regretted it so bad. Both of us wished we had never watched it, and it never left my brain. And I was like, I should have never done that. So I agree that one is not one. I'm actually not a horror girly. Believe it or not, I am an unexplained, more like science nerd girly. And these things fall under that. I love folklore because I'm a storyteller, but I like the anthropological side of it. I like how these stories exist all over the world, and I want to figure out why. And I find it fascinating. And I like to compare and point out the similarities of these stories, and that they might actually exist because we hear them all over the world from different cultures, etc. So You are sparkly? Yeah. So I am actually not a horror person, believe it or not. I've never seen the Saw movies. I tried to watch one and I couldn't handle it. I don't like slasher stuff except for the 90s ones like Scream and Urban Legends and stuff. I know you did last summer. Those get a pass. But I am into unexplained things, which ghosts fall under. And cryptids fall under, time travel, portals, all that kind of stuff. So, and I love stories. I love storytelling, and I love oral history, oral storytelling, which is folklore. So I'm actually not the typical horror girly. So people ask me a lot, like he asked me my favorite horror book illustrator, and I referenced a book from my childhood because I don't know. I'm not a horror book reader, but I do still like, because I feel like horror is different than like supernatural and paranormal. I feel like those do cross into both, but I can handle it when it's supernatural, paranormal, but when it's human stuff, no, I can't. I like this stuff as an escape from the reality of our world. That's why I find this stuff interesting and exciting, because I like to think that maybe there's something else going on out there besides the humans that literally do stuff like in Saw, right? So I don't like to watch that kind of stuff because I already know how terrifying humans are. So in my mind, I am much more I'm fascinated by paranormal stuff because I want to know what makes our spirits trapped here. I want to know, is it the location? Is it or is it a portal? Or is it the limestone in the water running through underneath? Like, there's a scientific reason some places have lots of ghosts and then other places don't. There's a reason some people get their spirits supposedly stay here and other people are just gone. And so I am more interested in it. That's why I don't find it very scary. You guys always laugh that I don't find anything scary. It's because I'm interested. That's why I would go talk to a cryptid, because I want to know. I'm the literally reckless scientist that would end up getting killed because in what's it called, Monarch, I'd be like the what's her face who walks right up to the Titan. I'm fascinated by the unexplained. A cryptid with a D is basically, there's things called cryptozoologists, and they are people who study species that don't exist, which sounds crazy, but stuff like Bigfoot. Bigfoot is considered a cryptid, where we're not sure if he exists. We're not sure if maybe he's a primate, and then he wouldn't be categorized as a cryptid anymore. But cryptids are like Mothman and the Jersey Devil, creatures that have been reported a lot. A chupacabra is a cryptid. They're creatures that have been reported a lot all over the world that people can't really explain, but there's enough at this point in history, enough reports and evidence of these same things to be are these animals? Are these creatures we just haven't categorized yet? Are they coming out of portals and caves or some crazy shit like that? We don't know. But that's why I find this stuff interesting. I am actually not a huge horror girly. That's why it's funny to me that a lot of you guys love Crawl Space and The Maintenance Man, and like the few that I've written that possibly contain human threats. But what's funny is the Crawl Space was supposed to be based off an X-Files. He wasn't supposed to be human. But since frogging is a thing, everybody thinks it's a scary human. But how could he catch up with her all the way across the country if he was human? You know? Scared to death. No, I haven't, Matt. Justin, yeah. And most of you guys are horror girlies. I actually am scared of humans. So to me, that human horror scares me. But the horror Skeleton Key, Haunting in Connecticut, that kind of stuff, love it. Love it. Could watch it all day. Vampires, werewolves, any of that shit, could watch it all the time. But like in Discovery of Witches, Matthew rips out a throat, and it doesn't bother me at all. But if that was a human doing that in his basement with a girl tied, that I would literally not even be able to watch it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's different because I can almost dismiss it. I can be like, he's not a vampire, it's not real, it's fake. You know, my brain can dismiss it as something that wouldn't happen to me. Yeah, stuff like The Conjuring and stuff. So I like those kinds of things, not the horror. And yes, I'm obsessed with Discovery of Witches. It's like I am very connected to Artemis, who is Diana, and that's what the show's based. It's like she's supposed to be based off of that archetype, and she's also an anthropologist and an academic, and I love her. Sarah, yeah, it's so good. That show is so good. The books are always better. Can you name one time when the books weren't better? Hi, Capri Sun. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Palace Society. This is the tale of the water babies. Lovely Jay, I don't know, is it that a book? But I am actually a descendant of the Witches of Scotland. The Witches of Fife, to be exact. The double toil and trouble witches. Hi, CJ. Pyramid Lake sits inside the Pyramid Lake Paiute Reservation, about 40 miles northeast of Reno. It's one of the last surviving remnants of ancient Lake Lahontan, a massive inland sea that once covered much of Nevada during the Ice Age. When that water receded thousands of years ago, it left behind a landscape that feels almost deliberate in its geometry. Sharp desert ridges, pale volcanic cliffs, and these massive limestone tufa formations rising out of the lake like abandoned architecture. For the northern Paiute, Pyramid Lake is not just a body of water. It's a living presence. A place where folklore and history overlap. And within Pyramid Lake, there is one story that appears again and again across generations. The water babies. Different elders describe them differently. And I want to be careful here because this isn't a single fixed mythology. It's a tradition passed down through families. Some say the water babies are the spirits of children lost to the lake long ago. Others describe them as beings that have always belonged there, elementals, older than any memory of human settlement. What almost every version agrees on is simple. Sometimes, near the shoreline, you can hear crying. Not loud and not distant, just close enough that you instinctively look to see where it's coming from. And the warning that accompanies that story is always the same. If you hear them, do not follow. Pyramid Lake itself is deceptively calm, beautiful from a distance, but unpredictable in ways that don't reveal themselves right away. The shoreline drops suddenly into deep water. Underwater ledges collapse. Winds often appear without warning and turn calm water into dangerous, choppy waves in minutes. It has taken people like experienced swimmers and fishermen, people who knew the lake far better than most people ever will. I first came across the story of the water babies when my friend Ben, also known as Beefy, sent me a few tourism articles about Pyramid Lake and told me to look into it. Most travel guides mention Pyramid Lake for photography, the color of the water, the surreal rock formations, the quiet, peaceful isolation. But what caught my attention were the references to something else in the visitor accounts. People hearing children crying along the shoreline. And once I mentioned a road trip to Ben and my friend Jade, they both agreed to head down from Oregon to go on the adventure with me. We arrived early in the morning just after sunrise, which is impressive because none of us are usually morning people, but we were all excited. The drive in is long, and at a certain point, the landscape begins to flatten into open desert before the lake just suddenly appears. One moment, there's nothing but dry earth and sagebrush, and the next, the entire horizon is filled with water reflecting the sky. There's no gradual transition into it, it just arrives and almost takes your breath away. We spent the morning walking sections of the shoreline, photographing the tufa formations and the patterns the water made against the rocks. By early afternoon, we found ourselves on a quieter stretch of beach where there were no visible visitors. We sat down on a flat stone to take a break and eat something. And as we sat there, we took a moment to look out over the landscape. I was honestly in awe of how much space there was out here. So I suggested we all savor the moment and take a deep breath in together and just appreciate being alive somewhere so beautiful. And that was when we heard it. A child crying. It wasn't far away. It sounded like it came from somewhere along the waterline. My first reaction wasn't fear, it was concern. So we stood up and we started following the shoreline, looking around, expecting to see someone with a child, maybe a family further down the beach. But there was no one. No movement, no vehicles, just the lake. Ben suggested that maybe we misheard it. Some birds can produce calls that sound very human. And I agreed he had a point. So we kept walking. About 10 minutes later, we heard it again. Same sound, same clarity. But this time it came from behind us. We turned around immediately, but there was nothing there. Just the shoreline stretching in both directions. So we continued walking. The shoreline began to narrow slightly as the terrain shifted into more exposed rocks. The lake was still calm, almost mirror-like in places, reflecting the pale sky. And that's when Jade noticed footprints near the water's edge. Small, bare, fresh. They moved parallel to the shoreline for a short distance before just stopping abruptly. Not fading, not disappearing, just stopping. The three of us just stood there looking at the footprints. A family had to have been here, right? That was the only reasonable explanation. Children run ahead. Parents lag behind. But there were no adult prints. And then the crying sound came again. And it sounded closer now. That was when Jade pointed out movement further down the shoreline. Ben and I followed in the direction of where she gestured, and that's when we saw them. 3 children. Thank you, Pittsburgh Penny. At first, I just assumed their parents must be nearby. But I looked around and there were no chairs, no towels, no vehicles, no adults. The children stood shoulder to shoulder, their backs to us, all facing out toward the lake. After a few moments, all 3 of them turned around, slowly, in unison, until they were now facing us. Okay, that's creepy. We couldn't make out their faces from that distance, so I raised my hand and I waved, and none of them moved. Ben suggested that maybe they needed help, so we slowly started walking toward them. We figured maybe they were frightened kids who couldn't find their parents along the long shoreline. We had only taken about a dozen steps when the crying began again. Only now, it wasn't coming from the lake. It seemed to be coming from somewhere between us and the children. We stopped walking. They remained exactly where they were, watching us. And then the crying stopped suddenly. And then there was silence. And then another cry, this time behind us. All three of us turned around instinctively, but the shoreline was empty. I remember Ben repeating, "Don't panic, don't panic." I'm not sure whether to reassure us or himself. We took a few steps backward, and then the children took one slow step toward the shore, perfectly together, in unison. Yes, Ben sounds exactly like French Montana. We stepped backward again, and again, they each took a step forward. And then they said, "We just getting started, don't panic." No, just kidding. And then again, still synchronized and still silent, facing us. And that was when all three of us agreed that we would just slowly turn around and begin walking back the way we came, quickly. And that's when the crying returned. It echoed across the shoreline from every direction. But none of us looked back, we just kept power walking. Eventually the crying faded, and then it stopped altogether. When we finally reached the car, we turned around and the beach was empty. There were no children, no footprints, no movement anywhere along the shoreline. Just the lake, calm and quiet. We sat there in the car for several minutes before driving away, just in shock, trying to process what just happened to us. I don't know what we saw that evening. And I don't know if those children were real. Maybe our minds connected an old legend with an unfamiliar landscape and filled in the blanks. Or maybe, for just a few minutes, we experienced something that generations of people before us had also experienced. What I do know is the Northern Paiute never needed scientific proof for every mystery connected to Pyramid Lake. They lived with that landscape. They listened to it. They respected it. Maybe that's why their stories have survived for so long. Yeah. Not because they answer every question, but because they remind us that not everything exists for us to explain. Some places ask us to be curious. Others ask us to be humble. And every once in a while, if we're lucky, a place lets us leave with a mystery instead of an answer. And I think that's exactly what Pyramid Lake gave us. And that's the tale of the water babies. Thank you, Snook. Thank you. Oh my God, you just said Yeetus Deletus. That's so funny. Oh my God, I love the Xenon reference. Hell yes, that's so good. Zoom, 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 make my heart go boom, boom, boom. That's the water babies, y'all. Yaya says, yeet them back into the lake. Yep. Notice how in this story, I'm not the one saying that somebody needs help. That was intentional. Sorry, but it's not an animal. Bye, creepy kids. Nope. I'm out. later. My Skrilla said, when in doubt, eat it out. Also, that story features Jade and Beefy, who are in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And if you guys could do me a favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Jade, he said, put a wheel on the peg leg. And yes, you can also remove your repost and re-repost. It does help reset the algorithm every once in a while. Hi, Lacey. Put a wheel on Jade's leg. I'll be right back with the next poll. Hi, Patty. Thank you, Halls. Oh my God, Kim, it finally let you pin one of those because you didn't mention, what did you get, the snacks or something? It would never let you pin that before, the snack one. Hi, Witchy Poo. Welcome in. Huntington Beach. I used to hang out there. It's beautiful. Welcome in, Whistler. Hi, Sasha. Gia, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And Teza, I've already discussed the delay with you before. It's because I'm using a third party to stream to 2 other apps. So there is a delay because that's literally how technology works. But if I was doing it straight from YT, there would be no delay. Don't watch on both if it bothers you. It's as simple as that. Thank you, Ada. Yes, you are, Jade. Yes, you are. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have oh wait, sorry, one second. Okay, the next poll is ready. We have the Dogman of Michigan, the Selkies of Ireland, the Phantom Ride, which is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking. We have Hug and Molly, and we have Eliza Crawford's Ghost. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? Casey, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Kat G, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Mini Schnauzers, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Good night, Lauren. I love you. See you tomorrow. No, Lily, I haven't even read it yet. When I read the emails, I respond. So you will know I read it once I reply. Okay, James, I'll be there. Send me an invite. Yeah, Florida Trucker. That's a good one. That's a good episode. Hi, Mackenzie. All right, you guys. And the winner of the poll is the Selkies. So buckle up. We're going to Ireland, y'all. Justin. Fun fact, that's me on the rock, and that is my pet seal, Curtis. Isn't Curtis adorable? He's named after Curtis Jackson, the philosopher and poet, also known as 50 Cent. What's VBS? What's VBS? Is that another little thing I don't know? I really just don't understand why I'm so bad at abbreviations. Or acronyms? What's Vacation Bible? Well, that'll do it. That explains why I don't know what that is. And I'm okay with not knowing. That'll do it. No, I'm not too young. I just wasn't raised in a household that would send me to Vacation Bible School. That'll do it. Wait, Rochelle, is that not how you run around Ireland? I thought that was how everybody did. Hey, Heidi, missed you too. Welcome back, cutie. And yes, Mark, acronyms. I'm very bad at them, and I don't know why. Because I feel like they could... Exactly, Mark. Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I feel like because they could be a million different things. And when you look them up, they usually are. There's really no set, like it's kind of silly. Just fucking write it, dude. You like, except for in this setting, I totally get it because there's character limits, but my goodness. I do know what DTF means, though. Hi, Tanya. Nothing. Don't worry. I was just talking about how I don't know acronyms very well. Exactly, Scarlett. Down to frolic. That's exactly it. Down to frolic through flowers. Justin's the one that dances for tips. Bands will make him dance. Bands will make him dance. He's popping D. I'm just popping pants. Rochelle, I love it. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the door in the water. Ireland has a long memory for the things that live near the water. Rivers, lakes, tidal inlets, places where the land blurs into something deeper, have always carried their own folklore. Long before written history, stories passed from village to village about beings that lived in those shifting boundaries between land and water. Some were said to be spirits. Others were described as ancient races that existed alongside humanity but rarely revealed themselves. One of the oldest and most widely known among them is the Selkie. In Scottish and Irish folklore, Selkies are described as seals that can shed their skins and take on human form on land. The stories appear in oral traditions stretching back centuries along the Atlantic coast, particularly in places where fishing villages lived side by side with the sea. Hi, Tommy. But the legends don't treat selkies like romantic fairy tale creatures. Most of the old stories carry warnings. They describe fishermen seeing seals watching them from the water with unsettling intelligence. They describe people who claim to encounter strangers along empty shorelines who seemed almost human but not. And the most persistent belief woven through these stories is simple. If a selkie sealskin is stolen while they are on land, they cannot return to the sea. Some folktales describe human men hiding the skins and forcing the selkie to marry them and remain on land. But the ending of those tales is rarely happy, usually resulting in the selkie killing the human man and finding her skin and leaving. No matter what life she built on land, no matter who she leaves behind, when given the choice, they will always return to the sea. And the men who tried to remove that choice usually wound up dead. And in some stories, the sea takes something with it when that happens: the man's soul. I had been traveling along Ireland's western coastline for several days, working on a series about folklore that still lingers quietly in certain landscapes. The Atlantic coast of Ireland is the perfect place for that kind of story. Cliffs fall straight into cold gray water. Fishing villages sit exactly where they have for centuries. The wind carries the smell of salt and seaweed across miles of open stone. It's the kind of place where old stories don't feel completely separate from the present. Eventually, my route took me to Doolin, a small village perched along the coast, not far from the cliffs of Moher. Thank you, Skrilla. That's so cute. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Tracy. Most visitors come there for the cliffs or the traditional music pubs. But a few miles north of the village sits a narrow stretch of shoreline that locals call the Seal Strand. Hi, Lydia. It's not marked on tourist maps. There's no sign pointing the way. Just a rough gravel track leading toward the water. I found the place late in the afternoon while exploring the coastline. The Atlantic stretched out endlessly beyond the rocks, gray waves rolling slowly toward the shore. A handful of seals were resting on black stone ledges near the waterline. and they watched me quietly as I approached. Seals are common along the Irish coast, so at first sight, it didn't seem unusual. But the way they were watching me did. They weren't startled, and they didn't slide back into the water like most seals do when people get close. They just stayed there watching me, following my movements with their eyes. The tide began to fall, exposing long stretches of slick rock that hadn't been visible earlier. Pools of seaweed collected in the crevices, reflecting the dim sky. I walked along the shoreline for a while, filming seals from a distance and listening to the steady rhythm of the waves. Eventually, the animals slipped quietly back into the water one by one, except for one. It remained on a flat rock near the edge of a narrow inlet. A large gray seal. Its head tilted slightly, as if it watched me. The sun dipped lower and shadows from the cliffs stretched across the water. And that was when I noticed something strange along the far side of the inlet. A figure on the rocks. At first, I thought it was another visitor watching the sunset too. But something about the posture caught my attention. They sat perfectly still, barefoot, with long dark hair that moved gently in the wind. I assumed they simply hadn't noticed me yet. The inlet was quiet, except for the sound of the waves brushing against the rocks, so I walked a little closer. And that's when the seal on the rock behind me slipped back into the water. The splash echoed across the inlet and the figure turned their head, and they looked directly at me. Their expression wasn't surprised. It was almost as if they had been expecting someone to arrive. They stood up slowly and stepped onto the wet rocks beside the inlet. And that's when I noticed something else. Their clothes lay folded neatly on a nearby stone. And beside them, something dark and heavy. Yes, Sherry, it's Curtis. Something that looked almost like a wet animal hide. For a moment, neither of us moved. Thank you, Skrilla. Thank you, Sherry. And then the wind picked up slightly, pushing small waves through the narrow channel between the rocks. The figure studied me with a calm and steady expression. And then they stepped directly into the water and disappeared beneath the surface without a splash. I stood there, waiting for them to reappear. Seconds passed, and then minutes. And the water remained perfectly calm. No movement. No sign of anyone surfacing. I walked to the edge of the inlet and I looked down into the dark water. The tide had pulled away enough that the bottom should have been visible through the clearer surface, but the channel dropped deeper than I had expected. The water turned black just a few feet below the rocks. As I leaned closer, something moved beneath the surface, slow and smooth, rising upward. Then the gray seal from earlier broke the surface of the water, only a few feet from where the figure had vanished. It floated there quietly, looking up at me. And in that moment, a strange thought crossed my mind. that maybe I was looking into the same eyes that had been watching me from across the inlet. The seal held my gaze for several seconds, and then it slowly turned toward the rock where the folded clothes still laid. I followed its gaze, and the hide was gone. Nothing remained except the pile of clothes on a wet stone and the sound of the ocean moving around it. When I turned back toward the water, the seal had vanished. Night was settling over the coastline by then, and the wind grew stronger, pushing the tide slowly back toward the shore. The inlet began filling with deeper water. I stayed there for a while, trying to convince myself that there had to be a simple explanation. A swimmer, a diver, someone who had slipped away beneath the rocks. But the longer I stood there, the more the scene replayed in my mind. The folded clothes, the dark hide beside them, the way the seals had watched me earlier, and the way that final one had surfaced exactly where the figure had disappeared. Eventually, I started walking back toward the gravel road. The last light of day had faded completely, leaving only the pale outline of waves against the rocks. Halfway up the path, I heard a sound behind me. It was a voice, soft, carried by the wind, calling from the shoreline below. I turned. By now the inlet was barely visible in the darkness. But something stood on the rock where the figure had been earlier. The wind shifted again and carried another sound across the rocks. Not a word exactly, more like a low call, a song. The kind that seals make when surfacing together in the water. I stood there listening as the call echoed across the shoreline. And then another answered from somewhere out in the dark ocean. And then another. Several voices. The figure on the rock didn't move. It simply watched the water waiting. The tide continued rising slowly beneath the cliffs, filling the inlet, reaching the rock where the figure stood. And just before the waves covered the stone completely, the shape disappeared beneath the water. I stayed long enough to watch the tide swallow the inlet entirely. And then the ocean grew quiet again. The rocks vanished beneath the dark surface. Nothing remained except the sound of the waves and the wind moving across the cliffs. But as I finally turned back toward the road, one thought kept circling in my mind. In all the old Selkie legends, she only returns to the sea after finding her skin again. And if that dark hide on the rock had really been what it looked like, then the question that stayed with me wasn't whether I had seen a Selkie that evening. That wasn't the unnerving part. To me, the horrifying thought was, who was the sick human being who took her skin? And where is he now? And that's the tale of the door in the water. And I just realized that I was reading that to the wrong music the whole time. I'm sorry, you guys. It's supposed to be the other song. And I noticed once I mentioned that her voice was echoing with the other voices because the other song literally does that. Hi, Skrilla. How you doing? Yeah, Skrilla stole my hide. That's why I'm trapped here. Also, I just wanted to, yeah, I know that's what, I know. I knew that's what you meant. I knew that's what you meant. Also, I just wanted to clarify, you guys. I saw some talk about Little Mermaid, Ariel in there, and mermaid stuff. Selkies are actually not mermaids. Ariel, the Little Mermaid, was a siren. Like me. Selkies are seals. They look like seals when they're in the water. A mermaid does not. A siren is, that's why Ariel, you know how Ariel's voice was magic, remember? And the lady wanted to steal her voice and put it in a necklace. It's because she's a siren. Her voice is magical. And that's why the bad lady wanted to take it. But I don't keep my voice in a seashell necklace, so nobody can steal it. There's also kelpies, which are like, I don't even know a lot about kelpies. They're like water horses or something, right? I don't even know. I'm going to have to do a story on kelpies. I have to brush up on that one. Yeah, that you know of, Phoenix, right? Yeah. But yeah, mermaids and sirens are, but they still can, like how Ariel could walk on land. Mermaids still can do that, supposedly. From what I've heard. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I just have heard that, you know, they might be able to. Kelpie sounds like a middle school garage band. That's so funny. I would get taken by kelpies, probably. I don't even know the lore behind that, but that sounds right. I will, Phoenix. It's on my list. A couple people have requested kelpies. So I will be doing that, but I space them out. Like I'm not going to do like, you know what I mean? Like I just did a water story. So it'll probably be a while before I do kelpies. I space it out. I'm not doing like a bunch of water stories in a row or anything, you know? Like I space out the dog creatures too and stuff like that. Oh, Jade's going to bed early. Good night. Love you. Sweet dreams, Jade. I love you. Oh, Jade, before I forget, I have to tell you. Okay. Jane Seymour, our favorite Michaela Quinn, she has a new show, which it's not really new. It's been on for a few years. It's on Acorn. And don't ask, but yes, I have Acorn. I think it's available other places too, but it's called Harry Wild, okay? She's had several seasons of the show. And then guess what? After Joe Lando's house, Sully's house burned down and he moved his family into her house, guess what? The new season that just came out, he's in it. She put him in her new show. He's in it. Sully's coming back. But my mom told me don't be disappointed because she didn't even recognize him. But that's okay. You know, it's been like, 40 years, so I think we're good. I will, Jade. I will. I know. I'm so excited. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Oh, wait, let me put the porch back real quick. Also, if you guys do want to, you know, get a little bit more of a taste of what sirens are actually like, the good and the bad, highly recommend the TV show Sirens. It came out, let me look it up. When did it come out? Hold on, let me check. I take it back. Siren. Not sirens. Siren. Sirens looks like something I don't think I would watch. But Siren, if you check out the show, yes, Sirens definitely doesn't look like something I would watch. But Siren, yep, Siren with Rin. I know, I love Rin, Tanya. I love Rin so much. That's why I'm suggesting it, you guys. It is a very accurate portrayal of sirens, and that they're not always nice, cute, flappy flap. They're mean, but also nice, but also like, so she's my favorite too. I love it. It's such a good show, and she's a badass. So guys, highly recommend watching the show Siren. It takes place in the Pacific Northwest, where there is a long history of siren and mermaid folklore off the coast of Washington, Oregon, that area. It's really good. Yeah, and she has every reason to be pissed, Tanya. They put her in a tank. I'd fuck them up. That's damn right. So then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna come on land and kick your ass. But anyway, I'll be right back with the next poll. And yes, Mark, sirens would. Absolutely. Lady Rose, there's a bat squatch? What? Welcome in, everybody. My name's Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night. Hi, Chris. Hey, cutie pie. I miss you. Hi, Spooky Cabins. You were giving it a goog, Lady Rose. That's so funny. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself. And if you like them, you can listen to them anytime you want on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Oh, hi, Daddy DeVito. Welcome in. Glad I showed up on your FYP. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the porch. Oh, thank you, Chris. Everybody welcome in Daddy DeVito. All right, you guys. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. If you guys could do me a big favor while I'm doing that and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, like Daddy DeVito. And then cool people come into the live, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote on the next story. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars. And welcome to the porch. Happy Tuesday. Also, don't forget, tomorrow is Witchy Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do go live during the day, and we hang out. I don't know if tomorrow's going to be an outdoor one because it's supposed to be like 102, but we will be hanging out on camera, and who knows what kind of mayhem we'll get into. So, feel free to join us tomorrow. And I'm still live tomorrow night as well. I'm live twice on Wednesdays. Thank you, Happy Long. I appreciate it. All right, guys, be right back with the next poll. Lana, if you would like to share any of those scary reservation stories with me, I would love that. My email is porchlore@gmail.com, and I would love to hear them. That would be so cool. Which reservation? Apache, so cool. I would love to hear those stories. So cool. I would love to hear that. Ooh, Lana. Yeah, I'd love to hear any of those. Hi, Drew. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready, and I decided to do a battle of the zaddies, or battle of the cryptid men, okay? So they're duking it out. So who is going to be the king of the cryptids tonight, okay? Sarah, yeah, I was live after too. You did not hallucinate. All right, we've got the dog man, the goat man, the Sasquatch stalker, the Mothman, and the Pine Barrens beast. Who's it going to be, guys? You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. We've got the Dog Man of Michigan, the Goat Man of Nag's Head, the Sasquatch Stalker, the Mothman, and the Pine Barrens beast. Who's it gonna be? Who's the king of the cryptids tonight? You can vote in the left corner. Dogman's howling with sadness. He has no votes, and neither does Sasquatch, Mr. Poopy Paws. Thank you so much, Chris. Oh my God, Chris. Thank you. Thanks for helping me with my gift gallery. I love you. I really appreciate you helping me with my gallery. And the winner is Zaddy himself, my favorite cryptid, the Mothman. The only cryptid that, well, actually, I take that back. I don't know if that's, maybe, but I've seen the Mothman. I will say he's the only cryptid I've seen, but I'm not sure if that's true. I may have seen a Sasquatch once too, but I can't be sure. But the Mothman, I'm sure. I saw him when I was 17 years old in the Appalachian Mountains at like 3 a.m. by myself. And he helped me find the highway. He did not scare me. He literally knew I was in trouble, and I could tell. He was definitely helping me. But I didn't see any muscles, and I didn't see his fat ass, and I didn't see anything. I just saw an outline of him. He didn't have the red eyes, but it was definitely not a bird. Hi, Jasmine. Why? Where's Lovely? Why? Where's Lovely? What's she doing? No, I didn't catch a glimpse of his dumpy. How disappointing, right? Didn't get to see that ass. But, he helped me find the highway. And I was 17. Actually, why am I acting like when I was 17 I wasn't? That's a lie. I would have still liked to see his ass when I was 17. But a dumpy is a dump truck. It's a booty. It's your butt. Okay, Skrilla. A Mothman could never compare. I feel like Skrilla definitely has a dump truck. I bet you anything. Oh, look, there's Lovely. Wait, Lovely, why don't you want Jasmine to come in here? What's happening? Yeah, Trucker, you're right. He is quite caked up. He's got a booty. Like the lady, it has to be a lady. There's no way. I mean, actually, I take that back. It doesn't have to be a lady. But whoever made the statue, Trucker Man said Mothman's a 6'7". Oh, she comes in earlier, so she goes to sleep earlier. Oh, you want her to go to sleep. I get it. Whoever made the statue, I get it. Yeah, now I get it. She's being a good friend, trying to tell you to go to bed. You're cute. You guys are cute. Jasmine, I'm glad you're here. I missed you. You're so cute. Whoever made that statue, they were like, all right, I got the commission. They commissioned me to make this statue, and you know what? We don't know what this dude really looks like, do we? They said he looks like a moth, kinda, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a statue of my fantasy ass. Like literally that person, because they didn't even have they don't have picture. That person was like, I get to create him, and I'm gonna make him stacked, dude. I'm gonna make him built. I'm making my fantasy cryptid. That's why I'm like, whoever made them definitely was like, all right, that'll do. Right, Kim? That'll do. Right, Scarlett? Like there's no other reason for it. Because my God, if you have not seen the Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, give it a goog. Make sure you see the backside as well. I have seen it in real life, in person, numerous times. Have I humped it? I don't know. Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't done that. Kim, are you still in here? Do you remember when Colin's dad, Jeff, was like, said Mothman could fly him away? That was hilarious. Lana said, we listen and we don't judge. Did I do air humping smack that ass motions in the air as my friend videotaped? No. Oh, Rochelle, did you not know this? Did you see the stickers I made? He's my favorite. I call him Zaddy. And all the porch pals, like I don't even have to reference who it is. And they're just like, oh, you mean Mothman? Yes. Seabass, well, hi. Hello. Hello, my favorite fish. He really is Zaddy of the cryptids, let's be real. Don't even, and if you want to know my historical Zaddy, come tomorrow to Witchy Wednesdays, because we do, what does Jay call it? Hot goss and history something. Hot history goss. I'll tell you all about the Zaddy of the history world. I could tell you. Metal sculptor Bob Roach. Okay. I'm not gonna make any assumptions on Bob's sexual orientation or anything, but that would explain the emphasis on the butt. Just saying. And well done, Bob. Well done. Wait, what about Jasco? Tessa, what about Jasco? I mean, Yasko. What about Yasko? What about Yasko? How do you know Yasko? Amazing dude. Yeah. Except for he has IBS, and I feel bad for him because he talks about it kind of a lot. It's like, dude, your IBS might kind of rule your life. Wait, did Yasko go? Oh, did he go to the Mothman place? Everybody has, yeah. Reverend. Yeah, right? Did you see it? You're like, whoa. I kind of liked imagining a woman named like Carol making this statue and not a guy named Bob. But you know what? That's fine too. All right, I'll be right back. Quick swig. Reverend said never again. The funniest part is people leave cans of beans for him for the statue. I don't know why. Someone got wind that Mothman likes baked beans. And I feel like if that's not Appalachian, I don't know what the hell is. They're like, all right, y'all, we gotta bring him some bush baked beans. They said Moth Daddy likes the beans, so grab them. Because yes, Bush's baked beans are founded in Appalachia, in case you were wondering. Tennessee, Smoky Mountains. Isn't that so funny? They literally leave him baked beans. And I'm like, why? And my friend's like, I don't know. We just do. I'm like, okay. Give me Bushes, girl. Let's give him the best. Wait, who doesn't have ice cream? You, Skrilla? With your shaved ice and milk? With your horchata slushies. By the way, you guys, I had Taco Bell yesterday and I tried to get the little churro bites and they didn't have them. The sign said limited time and then the guy was like, we don't have those anymore. Are you kidding? The fuck? So that's disappointing because we don't have Jack in the Box here and that's the only other place I've ever gotten little churro bites. And I love churros. God, they're good. Wait, spooky cabins? You have churros in Canada? I'm just kidding. Is it really, Stacy? Oh my God, Skrilla, will you really? Will you really? Swoon. Will you really? Does the delivery guy have freckles? See, that's the response. See James's response, spooky cabins? That's the response I was expecting the Canadians to have. What's a churro? But James lives in Idaho, so that checks out. James, a churro is an absolutely delicious Mexican sweet treat. It's like a cinnamon, like dough. It's like a dough stick filled with cinnamon and covered in cinnamon with like frosting piping. It's so good. Oh, wait, you were joking? Oh, so I just spent 10 minutes explaining it. No, because I didn't know what a churro was until I moved to LA. And then I'll never be the same. He was joking, and I just sat there and gave like a monologue of a love poem for churros. I'm like, it's this fried bread. I'm a huge pastry girly. I love French desserts. I'm a huge dessert, but like any kind. Like if your culture has a dessert, I probably will love it. I've never met a dessert I don't like, except chocolate cake. It's a poser. It's not even, it's dry. It's not that good. It barely tastes like chocolate. It's so bitter. And brownies, like, you just want to be a brownie. Like, brownies are just, like, why would I even mess with you when there's brownies? So chocolate cake's the only one. Everything else, yum. And red velvet. Unless it has tons of frosting on it. But I hate to break it to you guys, red velvet cake is chocolate cake dyed red. There's literally no difference. They just put cream cheese frosting on it and they turned it red. Agreed, Skrilla. Fudge. Like if it's like a chocolate mousse cake, or like a brownie or fudge or anything. But just like chocolate cake is like boo. Like that is like the last dessert I would reach for. I'd probably choose applesauce over chocolate cake. I'd choose Cinnamon Toast Crunch over chocolate cake. Unless the frosting's amazing. And then it's just a vehicle for frosting. I'm sorry I started this one. I'm hungry. I started this one. I shouldn't have brought them up. Damn it, churros. Sorry, you guys, just having a technical difficulty over on the YT. Just give me 1 second. Why, Mary? Do you not like red velvet either, or do you like it? I'm just like a dessert connoisseur. So like there's a few things that I'm not really a food snob about much, but dessert, I love it all. So I'm not a snob about dessert. I love it all. But I don't like chocolate cake, which is wild because I love all desserts. But I am a coleslaw snob. Fun fact. I only like certain slaw. Yeah, red velvet tastes odd because it's chocolate cake filled with red food coloring. That's why. Tres leches, of course I have. My friend Christina, the one that comes in here all the time, that's getting married, at her engagement party, that's the cake she had because her father is of Latin American descent, and she grew up with it, and it's amazing and delicious. And yes, Taylor, it is very hard to find good slaw, and I'm very picky about it, and I will straight up be like, this slaw is disgusting. Like I'm like straight up like, nope. Yep, the red dye messes with my stomach too. Agreed. Except for strawberry fruit snacks. They don't for some reason. Yeah, every dessert is phenomenal. Florida man, except for chocolate cake. Slaw was trash. What? And I grew up in North Carolina, so I will literally put slaw on like anything. Like you want it on a bratwurst, you want it on a dog, you want it on a pulled pork. That's where it belongs. It belongs on pulled pork. Dry. With vinegar bait and mustard and vinegar based, and some Texas Pete sprinkled on top. That'll do it. And some bullet-shaped hush puppies. That'll do it. Who can tell me what meal I just described? Anybody? Yeah, my accent peaks when I talk about Southern stuff I love. If you guys didn't, there you go. Rachie, I am so fucking proud of you. But ding, ding, ding. I'm talking about my favorite platter at Cookout, y'all. Because Cookout was founded in the town I grew up in. And it is literally like my last meal. I would have it at my wedding if I had a wedding. I would be like, I'd like Cookout to cater my wedding, please. Thank you. And I'm not kidding. It would be my happiest meal. My happiest meal. Yes, that's what I was referencing, Cookout. Except for Cookout in Georgia, you're excluded. I filmed a movie in Georgia and I had to be there for a while, and I went and strolled in and ordered it, and I didn't realize that they have little North Carolina shaped symbols next to certain things on the menu, and it's because they changed it. And then you can get it North Carolina style, and they cover it in barbecue sauce like in the North. And I was horrified. I didn't even eat it. I threw it away and I went back to the drive-thru and ordered another one. I was so pissed. I hadn't had that sandwich in like 7 years, and I was like so stoked. And then they give me one covered in sauce. I was like, how dare them? This is sacrilege. Exactly. It's right. Thank you. It's so bad in Georgia. So if you've only been to the cookout in Georgia, do not base it on that, or get it Carolina style, because they ruined it. Once it got franchised, I didn't realize they were going to let other places like put their version of barbecue in. Like, what? Then that's not a cookout. Just make your own restaurant, Georgia. Anyway, enough about Southern slaw barbecue. Every once in a while, my southernness pops out, and there it was, y'all. You want to hear it? Bring up barbecue. Bring up fucking pulled pork. Really? Oh, trucker man, what? Carolina barbecue is my favorite. Like, all the other ones aren't even that good, in my opinion. Like, I can slam it. It's so dry and light. It's not even heavy. I could eat like 3 sandwiches, and then, like, the northern barbecue, I'll eat 1, and I'm like, ugh, I feel so like. Justin. Yes, beefy, it is mustard based. And the slaw is vinegar based, not mayonnaise based. As it should be. Welcome back, Kim. Also, fun fact, I went through a very like traumatic thing, and it was not good, and it resulted in a breakup as well, because the guy was a POS. Anyway, and I was so upset. I drove almost 4 hours just to get cookout, and then I slept in my car, filled my cooler with it, slept in my car, woke up in the morning, filled my cooler with it, and drove back. I was like, I just need my comfort meal. And I literally drove like in the middle of the night. Like, got there and like, yum. I know. And I was like, and I filled my cooler with as many, and the lady who worked there was this amazing, adorable, I'll never forget, this Mexican lady who was so sweet. And I told her I was driving it back, and she was like, oh, okay. And then when she came back up, she opens it and she explained to me, this woman packed all the buns, the pork, and the slaw separately. And I'll never forget her. Her name was Maria, and she was lovely, because that is like the most thoughtful, sweetest thing. Like, what a woman. She's probably the nicest mom on the planet. Probably the best fucking mom ever. Yep. She knew the assignment. Exactly. She knew the assignment, and she was ride or die with, I know, and I'll never forget her as long as I live, because I told her, I was like, I drove all the way here, and like, I grew up in North Carolina, and like, this is the closest one in Kentucky, and I'm driving as much of it back as I can that will last like 4 days, because it'll go bad. So I was like, I'm like, and I got like 4 sandwiches, and when I looked, she had separated it all. And just like, the buns were wrapped in an aluminum foil, and the slaw was in little slaw cups, and the pork was scooped into like aluminum foil wrap, like in the little platter thing. I was like, stop it. And then I was very emotional. I was having a traumatic time, and I cried like the whole time. I was like, she's so amazing. Like, I sent videos of it to my friends. I was like, yo, look. Anyway, so if you have a cookout near you, I'm really jealous, that you're very lucky. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the detour. Taylor, 1.5 hours. Oh, dude, I'd go there every weekend. So I've been doing solo road trips since I was an emancipated 17-year-old whose parents lived in Ohio while I was finishing high school in North Carolina. I've become very comfortable being on the road alone, and I honestly almost prefer it at this point. Just me and the miles ahead of me. The windshield sunset in my eyes like a watercolor painted sky. Well, last September, I was driving from Ohio to Virginia, avoiding highways because if I have the time and it's not too many added miles, I really do love the scenic route. All the tiny towns just have so much character. And it's just peaceful country cruising without another car for miles. It truly is a serene way to road trip, if you have the patience. But it can also have its downsides, like taking you a little further away from cell towers, which can cause your GPS to glitch like mine did. Right around the Ohio-West Virginia border. My GPS ended up spazzing out and rerouting me to some back roads that I didn't recognize. And that's how I ended up in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Florida man, good job. Cute name, right? It sounds like a Hallmark town. But the second I crossed the Point Pleasant sign, my car started making this gurgling noise like it was choking. I pulled over into a gas station with a flickering neon logo. Mothman Gas & Co. Real subtle. I called AAA and the guy said that it would be 6 hours. What? 6 hours? It didn't even take the tow truck driver from Vegas to come get us in Death Valley 6 hours. The sun was already dipping behind the hills, and the motel in town had a sign that read, "No vacancy." But also, a sign that said, "Beware of the bridge." I figured it was just some local joke. So there I was, a stranger in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, sitting on the curb outside a gas station. And that's when I realized that I actually had cell service here. So I decided to look up Point Pleasant. And there it was. Endless websites describing Point Pleasant, the Mothman, red eyes, a bridge collapse, UFOs, all kinds of strange things. And I was stranded here alone. The cashier inside the gas station sold Mothman shaved cookies and I Love Cryptids t-shirts. I bought a coffee that tasted like motor oil and I asked if there was a library or something nearby to kill time. She pointed down the road and told me to follow the river. And then she told me not to linger after dark. Okay. The library was closed, of course. So I did linger. Yes, I did. And I wandered toward the river, past the bridge. And the Ohio River looked black, swallowing up the sunset. And it was pretty much completely dark now down by the river, and there were no streetlights. All I could hear was the sound of the water and this strange humming, almost like a transformer about to blow. Good one, Brooke. I turned back toward the street, and it was completely empty. No cars, no people. And now even the gas station lights were off. And that's when panic started to creep in. And that's when I saw something rising out of the weeds. Thank you, Matt. They were concrete bunkers. The haunting remains of World War II. They were the ones used as TNT storage areas and were actually considered ground zero for Mothman sightings. Well, since my curiosity is insatiable and I love a good adventure, I decided just to check them out really quickly. The first bunker had graffiti. A winged creature with red eyes. Cute. As I walked up to the second one, the beam of my inadequate flashlight caught graffiti. Beware the bird was spray painted on the bunker. Funny. But then, a sound. Not an owl, not a deer. A low vibrating hum, almost like power lines buzzing. The hair on the back of my neck stood up and I turned, and there in between the trees were two glowing red lights. Then I started to realize they weren't lights. They were eyes, glowing like hot coals. And then the thing stepped forward. It was tall, 7 feet maybe, with hunched, bony shoulders and skin like wet charcoal, and wings. Not bird wings, but not bat wings, something in between, folded tight against its spine. Those eyes, they glowed, not like reflectors, like they were lit from the inside. I turned and I ran. Branches clawed at my arms, slowing my escape, and then I tripped over some roots and I tore my jeans. I didn't even care. The buzzing sound followed behind me, vibrating in my skull, but I didn't dare look back. As I ran, my feet finally hit the paved road, and I quickly glanced back, and the creature was on the bridge, perched on the railing, head tilted to one side looking at me, almost like a curious dog. And then he spread his wings, and they were 10 feet wide easily. And then he let out a horrifying screech that sounded like a train braking. I ran all the way back to to my car at the gas station and I jumped in and I locked the doors. AAA finally showed up at midnight, and the tow truck driver didn't ask why I was shaking. He just nodded when I mentioned that I had seen something odd down by the river. He told me that I was the third traveler this week to somehow get rerouted to Point Pleasant and end up stranded right at sunset. I slept in my car in the parking lot of the auto shop until it opened in the morning. After an inspection, the mechanic found nothing wrong. My car started up and ran like it never had a problem. As I got back onto the highway, I noticed something in my passenger seat. It was a feather. Black, thick as my thumb. It could have just been a crow feather that blew into my car during my road trip, right? Maybe I'm overreacting. Or did the Mothman leave me some kind of peace offering? He clearly didn't want to hurt me, or he absolutely could have. I know I never could have outrun him if he'd actually been hunting me. And to be honest, it almost seems as if he was sad that I turned and ran away. Thank you, Code Red. Even though I was scared out of my mind, I oddly felt bad. I have no idea what I encountered that late night in West Virginia. And I'll probably never be able to confirm what it was. But am I going to take this feather somewhere to have it tested? You bet I am. And that's the tale of the detour. Oh my gosh, thank you, Lily. That's so cute. And thank you for the bloomin' brass. Justin, thank you for the hand hearts. And Lily, thank you for the poetry book. And the gamer kitty and meerkat. Thank you so much. They all just popped up on my second phone. And yes, that's Mary. That's the tale of the Zaddy. Lily, thank you. Oh my God, that was so cute. The smart bean. I love that one. Oh my God. Sage, the smart bean. That one's cute. Yeah, it probably is worth some cheddar, Matt. Thank you, Lily. All right, you guys. I know Matt is jacked. Seriously. Matt is caked out. Matt's friends with Zaddy. They go to the gym together. I don't know who you think you are trying to tell me what to do, but I'll thank them whenever I damn well please. And you will not tell me when to keep telling stories, boo-boo. You're in the wrong place. Have some respect. Thank you, Justin. Wait, is Matt a gym teacher? I didn't know that. I feel like that's such a good job for Matt. Hi, Giggles. His brother is, I love that. I love that. Hi, Auntiana. She said, period. Hi, Auntiana. Right? I know code red. Like, bye. And you know what? Justin was quick with the block. Justin just straight blocked her. Thank you. Part-time personal training. I love that. Hi, Amanda. Welcome in. Yeah, no trial. No trial. Bye. We don't need that kind of negative energy. We don't like negative people like that. I know. And she said, you can thank these people later. She was talking about me thanking you. You can go fuck yourself. How about that? How about that, girl? Get the hell out of here. Ew. Wrong bitch. I have a trigger of justice. So like anytime someone's disrespectful or rude, I'm like, excuse what? I beg your finest fucking pardon? And yes, Rochelle, especially this week. Rochelle knows the deal. So does Daisy. Oh, sorry, Halls. Halls said Spicy Devin woke me up. Sorry. Aw, thank you. Thanks, Amanda. It is a beautiful moon tonight. It's so good. Aw, Rachie, you're so sweet. Well, and I don't really, did I miss it? I try not to, but sometimes I think late. But I also, when I do miss them, I still see them in the replay afterwards, but it's not as fun. Oh, Rachie, I missed your surfing star. Thanks, boo. You're so cute. Thank you. Spicy Devin on the bingo card. I mean, I'm always kind of spicy, to be honest. Just extra spicy. Aw, thanks. Thank you for the sweet scoop and the poetry book. Thanks, Trucker. Thanks, Melissa. All right, guys, I'm going to do an extra story. Thank you, Ghosty Land. I like your name. Welcome in. Welcome to the porch. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Alana, thank you so much. Welcome in, Lana. Welcome to the Porch Pals. Yes, I'm going to do an extra story. Hi, Jersey Chick. How are you? How you been? Long time no see. Aw, thank you, Lana. You're so sweet. Love you too. Thanks for being here on the porch. I'm glad, Trucker Man. You hitting the road soon? And yes, we do have a porch family. Hi, Saz. How are you? Oh my gosh, that's so cute, Deborah. And Lily, thanks for Rocky the Rock Bean. What are these beans from? Is this from a cartoon I don't know about? Vintage VHS Betty, you're so cute. Hi. Welcome in. I will love you. Welcome to the porch. Aw, you're so cute. We'll give you love. Sunburn on your back when you can't reach it. Oh yeah, that's the worst, Matt. One time I was like, it was one of those moments where you're just like, damn, I'm alone as fuck right now. Is I had the worst sunburn, and I had already gone to my friend's wedding alone, and everybody else was like, and it was just like, I was feeling very sorry for myself. This was a long time ago. This was probably like 10 years ago. And I straight up had the worst sunburn on my back, and I had to buy, when I hissed, yeah, Mary, it's effective. When I had to buy a lotion applicator, like a, you know what I'm talking about? And I still actually would have to use that to this day. But they make those matte lotion applicators. They're like on a stick. Yeah, I'm seeing them. The seahorses, I love them. But wait, I didn't see the sound spell. But I saw the seahorse. Seahorses, I love them. Seahorse, see hell. Seahorse, who didn't invite me? Yes, Matt, you're going to have to check it out. I got mine on Amazon, and it's like it kind of looks like a flat loofah. But it's like, doesn't absorb, like it doesn't soak up all your lotion. And so you can rub aloe on your back with it. And if you don't do that, you're going to be peeling like hell. That's the only reason I did it, is because peeling is bad. Seahorses forever. Exactly, Ghosty Land. Seahorse, see hell. They had a seahorse party. Who didn't invite me? I'm never going to understand why I love that so much. Mary, it literally works. I'll tell you what. Do it. Try it. Try it. Trust me, people are so thrown off. They're like, okay, whatever you want. You're like, yeah, that's right. Okay, guys, now this poll is, who is the queen of the cryptid spooky bookies or whatever? The queen of the baddie ghosts. Okay, we have Lily. Oh my god, that future encounter. Holy shit, Lily. And you just reached, Lily, what did you just reach? What level? Oh my god, Lily, I'm going to have to clip that. I love that one. I love that one. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I love that one. Level 32. That one is so pretty. It's so fun. I'm going to clip it. Okay. I just missed something else too. What was the other one that I just saw? Oh, Community Hearts. Crystal, thank you for the title gift. Thank you for helping me with my gallery. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do Battle of the Woman Cryptids, okay? We have Eliza Crawford's ghost. We have Hug and Molly. They're all ghosts, actually. We have the White Witch of Rose Hall. We have the Greenbrier ghost. Oh wait, Dear Woman's cryptid. And we have the Dear Woman. Okay? And they're all pissed. They're all pissed. Pissed as hell. So, they're madder than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. We've got, you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. And we've got, who's it going to be, guys? Who's the queen? Eliza Crawford, Huggin' Molly, White Witch of Rose Hall, the Greenbrier Ghost, or the Deer Woman? Oh yeah, there we go. Long-tailed cat. Thanks, Rich. Long-tailed cat. Yeah, madder than a wet sitting hen. My favorite was, man, I'm hotter than a horn church. Yeah, that same thing. Yep, I'm sweating like a sinner in church. That's nicer than hotter than a horn church. I know, Brooke. I know. Why? And she's just so pissed. Dear Woman's going to come get all of you. She's going to get you. But I will say my favorite ghost one. Woo! The Greenbrier Ghost is the winner. She's my favorite. I'm sorry to hear that, Giggles. I hope I can bring you some peace. Allocaine on sunburn. Okay, Amanda. That's good to know. Matt, Amanda says Allocaine is good for sunburn too. And then it turns tan. Yeah, Molly and Dear Woman are pissed. Pissed. Yeah, Matt, Dear Woman should scare you. She actually, that's a healthy fear there, sir. Because guess what? On this list right here, she's the only one that stomps men's faces in. So I'd be scared of her too, if I were you. Skrilla. Skrilla said melon. Skrilla said melanin is good for sunburn. I would love to not be the color of paper, but that wasn't a choice. Okay, you guys, the winner is the Greenbrier Ghost. This is one of my favorites. This is an Appalachian folklore and true story. So be right back. Sorry, you guys. My AC finally just caught up and now I'm cold. So I had to grab a sweatshirt. All right, quick swig and I'll be right back with the Greenbrier Ghost. This is also a story I grew up hearing as well. Same, Matt, my AC is struggling. It literally just finally, because it's the middle of the night now, got down to 71. It's been set on 70 since like yesterday. And it just now hit 71. It's struggle busing. And I just had it maintenance call done. And it's like now that it caught up, I'm like cold. Thank you, Lily. Oh my God, that one's so cute. Lily. Oh, that's so pretty. Did you guys see that? Aww. Oh, Fletcher Reptile gave the Heart Me a new look. Oh my God, Faye, I'm so sorry. But I'm proud of you for just like getting a hotel. Oh, thanks, Lily. You're so sweet. You did. You're the best. Thank you so much. And I promise I'll check my email this week at some point before Friday. I just like, ugh. I just feel like there's so many of them, of the crap ones mixed in with the good story one. You know what I mean? That's like, I just need to go through and clean out the junk so that I can see your guys's better. That's all. I've just been avoiding cleaning out the junk. Just been avoiding cleaning out all the spam emails. Hi, Avril. Mackenzie, I'm so glad we can help bring you some joy during this hard time. We love you. Yeah, that's so good, Faye. I'm so glad. Hi, Squeaks. All right, be right back. Oh my God, are you serious? Fletcher, you have a reptile rescue and your power went out. Are you guys okay? Nami, I'm so glad. Welcome to the porch. Skrill. No, you just made everybody laugh, Skrill. That's not weird. You just made everybody laugh. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to turn this on for the Silky story. Such a mess on me. Thank you, Lily. I think so too. This is one of the 2 out of the 3 that I have licensed is this one because I liked it so much. Oh, look at Mary being obsessed with Pee Wee Herman growing up. I wouldn't have expected that. I love that. Courtney, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Greenbrier Ghost. Nestled in the rolling hills of West Virginia, Greenbrier County is known for its breathtaking landscapes and rich history. But beneath its picturesque exterior lies a dark tale that has captured the imagination of locals and paranormal enthusiasts alike. It's the story of Zona Heaster Shue, a young woman whose tragic life and untimely death would give rise to one of the most famous ghost stories in American history. The legend of the Greenbrier Ghost. Zona was born in 1873 to a farming family in Greenbrier County. She was known for her beauty and charm. With her bright smile and warm spirit, Zona quickly became a beloved figure in her community. She had dreams of finding true love, and those dreams came to fruition when she met a man named Edward Shue. Edward was charismatic, but somewhat mysterious. He was a blacksmith by trade, and on the surface, he seemed to be the perfect match for Zona. Their courtship was swift, and soon they were wed. However, friends and family began to express concerns about Edward's temperament. And I am not AI wonderment. Rude. I am absolutely not AI, and you're rude. So maybe pick a different life. Fuck off, okay? This is literally a true story. Nice try, though. However, friends and family began to express concerns about Edward's temperament. She warned Zona that he had a reputation for being hot-headed and could be possessive. But the young couple seemed blissfully in love, and Zona believed that she had found her soulmate. Thanks, Freedom. I broke the story just to tell him to shut the fuck up. I hate when people accuse me of AI. It's so rude. I literally went to journalism school. Like, fuck off. But the young couple seemed blissfully in love, and Zona believed that she had met her soulmate. The couple moved into a small home in the area, and for a time, things appeared to be going well. But soon after their marriage, Zona's family noticed a change in her demeanor. Oh, thanks, Amanda. Welcome to the porch, Amanda. She soon became withdrawn. Her vibrant personality was dulled by an unseen weight. The rumors surrounding Edward's temperament continued to swirl, and Zona's loved ones feared for her safety. And in January of 1897, a chilling event unfolded. Zona was found dead in her home. her lifeless body draped across the floor. The news of her death sent shockwaves through the community. Initial speculation about the cause of death ranged from natural causes to foul play. But an autopsy was never performed. Edward had insisted that Zona had simply collapsed because she had been in poor health, and because he was her husband. The local authorities accepted his explanation without question. Zona's funeral was a somber affair. Mourners gathered to pay their respects, but the air was thick with unspoken questions. What had truly happened to the young bride? In the days following her burial, whispers of foul play circulated among the townsfolk. But with no evidence to support their claims, they had no recourse. As the weeks passed, strange occurrences began to unfold. Zona's mother, Mary Heaster, was particularly affected by her daughter's sudden death. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. And in her grief, she sought solace in her faith, and one night, while she was praying, she was visited by an inexplicable vision. Mary claimed that Zona appeared to her in a dream, ethereal and glowing. Zona's ghost spoke to her, revealing that her death had not been accidental. She told her mother that Edward had killed her and that he had been abusive and that he strangled her in a fit of rage. Zona's spirit urged Mary to seek justice for her untimely demise. This revelation shook Mary to her core. And she was determined to uncover the truth and bring her daughter's killer to justice. Despite the town's skepticism, Mary was resolute. She spoke to anyone who would listen, sharing her vision and calling for a new investigation into Zona's death. Mary's fervor caught the attention of local authorities who were initially hesitant, but intrigued by her claims. But as the tide of public opinion began to shift, they agreed to exhume Zona's body for a proper examination. And on February 22nd, 1897, her body was exhumed from the cemetery, and the coroner's investigation commenced. Zona's body, though remarkably well preserved, bore marks around her neck, consistent with strangulation. And the forensic evidence seemed to support Mary's claims. And Edward Shue was promptly arrested and charged with murder. The trial of Edward Shue became a spectacle that captured the attention of the nation. The courtroom was filled with townsfolk eager to witness the unfolding drama. And Mary testified about her vision, recounting the details of her daughter's ghostly appearance. The defense argued that Mary was merely grieving and that her claims were fabricated. But nevertheless, the prosecution presented the coroner's findings and evidence of Edward's violent temper. Thank you, RJ. That's so cute. Thank you. As the trial progressed, more witnesses came forward recounting their own experiences with Edward's volatile nature. Neighbors testified that they had heard arguments between the couple, and several friends of Zona spoke about her fearful demeanor in the months leading up to her death. The courtroom buzzed with tension as evidence mounted against Edward. Thank you, Lily. But he maintained his innocence throughout. And during the proceedings, the ghost of Zona seemed to loom over the trial, a heavy presence that everyone could feel. Many claim to have felt a chill in the air whenever her name was mentioned. And in the eyes of many, Zona's spirit was avenging her own death, haunting the very man who had taken her life. As the trial reached its climax, the jury deliberated. Days passed as they weighed the evidence and the emotional testimonies. Finally, they returned with a verdict: guilty of murder. Edward Shue was sentenced to life in prison, and the town of Greenbrier erupted in a mix of relief and disbelief. After Edward's conviction, Zona's ghost was said to have found peace, her spirit finally at rest after achieving justice for her untimely death. And the haunting of Greenbrier became a cornerstone of local Appalachian folklore. Zona's story was told and retold, her life and death intertwined, with a theme of love, betrayal, and the unyielding bond between a mother and a daughter. Mary Heaster became a local hero, her unwavering belief in her daughter's spirit leading to justice. The story of Zona Heaster Shue became emblematic of the power of love and the strength of a mother's resolve. Today, the tale of the Greenbrier ghost is not just a chilling story from the past. It remains a point of fascination for paranormal investigators and historians alike. The home where Zona lived is now part of local folklore, attracting those who seek to understand the mysteries of the spirit world. And the trial of Edward Shue is cited in legal classes and discussions as one of the first cases where a ghost testimony actually influenced a murder trial. Zona's story has inspired countless books, documentaries, and ghost tours in the area, each retelling the events of her life and death with new twists and interpretations. And yes, this is a real story. And as we reflect on the haunting of Zona Heaster Shue, we're left with questions about life and death. Did Zona truly return from the grave to seek justice? While we may never know for certain, her story continues to resonate, reminding us that love can transcend even the darkest of circumstances. And in the shadows of Greenbrier County, the legend of the Greenbrier ghost lives on, a powerful testament to the enduring spirit of an Appalachian woman who refused to be forgotten. And that's the tale of the Greenbrier ghost. And yeah, it is absolutely a true story. I do have a series of true and unexplained stuff that is documented on my YT channel called the Unexplained series. And this one is part of it. And I did grow up hearing stories about her as a little kid because she was an Appalachian legend. And we were all like, don't kill me or I'm gonna haunt your ass. Like, she was like an icon. And so I love this story. And she was like, I will not rest until this son of a bitch is in jail. Tolstoy, I'm on Audify. But I'm not on Tidal, but I can look into it. But I am on Audify. But not my live, just all my stories. Yeah, Zona. Yeah, she's on there. All right, you guys. Let me bring the porch back up. And welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And yes, Gigi, he did. That's how her ghost came back to tell her mom. And I'm here every night till about 1 in the morning. Obviously a little bit later tonight. I do write and record all of these stories myself. Aw, Tolstoy, you're so sweet. That's so kind of you to say. Tracy, thanks for the follow and welcome to the porch. Good night, Bloody Buster. Busker. See you tomorrow. Sweet dreams. I do write and record all of these stories myself. And you can listen to them whenever you want when I'm not live on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Well, the main ones, the big ones. Also, tomorrow at 1 p.m. is my once a week daytime live where I'm on camera and I hang out. We talk about witchy stuff, all kinds of random stuff. We have a lot of fun. And usually Merlin makes an appearance and he's just so cute. And Amanda, I picked Porch Lore because it's folklore that's told on the porch. And I grew up in the foothills of Appalachia, and that's where we tell stories, is on our porch. So it's just, and most of my stories are based off of actual folklore, like true folklore. So I just combined the porch and lore, which is stories. Yes, well, you're in luck, Amanda, because half of my stories are Appalachian lore. All right, you guys, you know what time it is, Porch Pals. It's grilled cheese time. And good night. Good night, Maddie. See you tomorrow. Sweet dreams. And if you're new here, we end the live with this story every night because it got requested so often. Yeah, Tao, they move here too. It got requested so much that people didn't want me to end the live until I read the story. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start ending every live. Safe bet. Thanks for the follow. I'm going to start ending every live with this. And so Tao, you could clear the chat away though. So, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relaxed. Oh, that's okay, Amanda. She's like, you're so cute. It's my first grilled cheese night, kind of nervous. You're so cute. Oh my God, you're so cute. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, Amanda. You're adorable. I just gave you a follow. Welcome in, Amanda, guys. You're so cute. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Is it Cletus? Thank you. If you like grilled cheese, you should totally make one right now and eat it and enjoy it. And yes, James, I did try to not end the live with it once and everyone freaked out. I haven't done Marie Laveau yet. I should though. And so, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars in the sky. And welcome to the porch. I'll be right back with the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Literally code red. It was mutiny. Justin was calling his therapist. It was just all over. Everybody was there. It was a panic. There was almost a mutiny. And I was like, okay, just kidding, guys. I was just kidding. Be right back. Yeah, Sherry. Justin was calling 911. Thank you, Code Red. Thank you, Bisbee. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you, Scout. Welcome back, Scout. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, cutie? Deborah, thank you so much. Thank you for helping me with my gallery. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Thanks, Rochelle, for the cute kitty. No, Amanda, I haven't, but that sounds really good. I need to check that out. Good night, Tao. We love you. See you tomorrow. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through. 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road surrounded by pine trees and power lines. Good joke, Tao. I liked it. Good night, Code Red. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. Thank you, Jennifer. I figured that I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm. And it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that hadn't worked in decades. The people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. And not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I had walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth and the vinyl creaked. And I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. "Good night, Lily. Love you. See you tomorrow." I looked around and everyone looked normal. Sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard and drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. and an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eye. Like they were watching me out of the corner of it even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. Thank you, Lily. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit, not even a flicker. The food came fast, too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. Thank you, Braulio. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered, just once and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped. Like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back. The jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest. I turned to the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and rain, and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE Diner. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm, and still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty. Black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in. She raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot, like the diner had burned down long ago. It makes me happy too, Matt. It's so cute. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. 1 second. I was inside, and the next, I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, parked on gravel. It didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign. No glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone. not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight, and everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article. The same checkerboard floor. The same red booths. The same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little, because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Good night, Porch Pals. I love you so much. I will see you guys again tomorrow if you're joining me in the daytime for my once a week daily on camera live hanging out at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And if not, I will see you guys again the same time tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys get some good sleep. And if you don't worry. I have all these stories on my YT channel. There is a playlist tab, click on it, and there is a playlist called Bedtime Stories. You can hear all of these and more on there. If you click on it, you can hit shuffle or loop and you can listen to all of them. And you'll be out like a light. Oh, good night, Tracy. Good night, everybody. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in just a few hours in the daytime. Sweet dreams, and don't forget, stay spooky.